All right, all right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And I will say that's all right with me. Coming again on this devil platform with another message. And I will say this still yet is a lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. This is part 2 of the strong delusion poured out, has been poured out. And I want to say that the strong delusion uh, 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 is what the spirit of the Ruach is convincing me that is taking place in this day and time. Um, I can't explain what was going on and how everybody got. I don't know what happened, and I don't know how long it was taking place. It might have been a long time. I was just really into what I was saying and didn't think to look up. It's just something I never have been used to, just looking up and in the studio part where it shows you everything. But I want to go back to John, the Gospel of John. He's talking about strong delusion has been poured out. Now, this strong delusion is what the Father right hand has poured out. And I find it to be very, 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 very dangerous. Because if he has to pour out a strong delusion, that means we're about to feel people not being able to see nor hear, comprehend, understand. People about to react as if they never heard of anything, they never seen anything, they never believed anything, they never had faith, they never had anything. This is the type of strong delusion you all are about to experience poured out upon people that you once thought that was upright, was doing this and was doing that, and you just knew that they were the righteous one and they were the upright one. You're going to start to see them talk the opposite. They're going to talk out the side of their mouths. The strong delusion is coming to it's poured out on individuals to the point where seeing they're not going to see, hearing they're not going to hear, and they're not going to have no understanding. Say, for instance, you could go to somebody that used to talk to and they used to be able to just pour out and give them wisdom and knowledge and understanding. You're going to go to them and they're going to be without accepting anything you're saying. No spirit and truth, no light, no matter what is invested in you through the Ruach, the people will not receive it. Okay, so that's where we're at now. As I look over here at Revelation 18 and I see what's going on, and I looked at Revelation 17, I looked at Revelation 16, and I'm like saying, well, Father, how can the Satan and his seed see all this? Who's doing it? Who's leading this? But nobody else is seeing. Why ain't the people really seeing it? He said because there has been a strong delusion has been poured out from heaven upon the people. So this is what we're seeing today. And this is why, and this is, he said, it's not going to clear up. It's not going to go away. It's not something he poured out that he's going to take back. This is going to be for ever on the earth. Okay. Now we're going to go to John, the Gospel of John, chapter 14, verse 16 and 17. I like the Gospel of John, chapter 14, 16 and 17, because I like how the Son of Man has separated himself from the Father. Here he separates himself so we can get a feel of the power of Yah in a different way. Yeshua said in the Gospel of John, chapter 14 and verse 16, and I will pray the Father. Now, why are you praying the Father? Why? If you are the Father. You see what I'm saying? Because he knows that he is the Son of Man, and that all that came down with him to help him successfully complete the mission as the Son of Man born in the flesh. and of flesh. The only way he could fulfill that mission is he had to have the Son of Yah. So here he wants you to understand. He said in the Gospel of John, chapter 14 and verse 16, and I will pray the Father, and he didn't say the Son of a Man didn't say he would. He said, and he shall give you another comforter. I love that. You see how Yeshua is doing that? Do you all understand that is exactly what we should be doing? We should turn people over to the power of Yah. We should be turning, just like Yeshua did here. Everything we do, we should let people know. Pray to the Father. That's what Yeshua said. He's going to pray to the Father, and he shall give you. Turning, Yeshua was turned. That's how he's such an excellent example for us. He set such a perfect example. He's showing us how, and he shall give you another comforter. So he's telling us that there is, the Father has this comforter prepared after Yeshua ascended, when the Father's coming with another comforter. And what does he say in verse 17? Even, now listen how this comforter is coming, even the Spirit of truth. So when you hear Sister Deborah saying they're not teaching spirit and truth, don't get lost in that and think it's just something Sister Deborah is saying. No, I'm not just saying that. It is what you call the truth of the whole matter. Yeshua spoke it. Sister Deborah speaks it. I don't know what else you all want. I don't know what you want somebody to give you. You see, because here it is. He's saying the same thing I'm saying. I'm saying the same thing he have taught me to say. And I did not get it like reading it from Yeshua. I got it from he that has been in me and greater. That's the teacher that Yeshua spoke of that will come and give me a comforter. And what is this comforter? Even the verse 17, we end the Gospel of John, chapter 14, verse 17. Even the Spirit of truth, who the world cannot receive. You see that, child? The world cannot receive spirit and truth. So you see how when Sister Deborah saying spirit and truth, you see why I can't just give it to the left side. Do you understand why I can't give it to the serpent seed? You understand why I can't give it to he that is born of the flesh? You see why I can't give it to darkness? Because it wasn't created for darkness. Satan's seed. You see? Born of the flesh. No. The Gospel of John, chapter 14 and verse 17. Even the Spirit of truth, whom the world will not, have not received. Because it seeth not him, neither knoweth him. But ye know him, for he dwell with you and shall be where? In you. You see, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Sister Deborah, like I said, I'm 63. I haven't heard it preach, teach, minister, talk, spoken. This here that I'm talking about now. They won't cover stuff like this. Because right now, they on fallen angels, aliens, and giants, Trump, Biden, black dealing with white dealing with black, all the things in the cares of the whole world. When they finish with all the cares of the whole world, who gonna have them? Who gonna get the victory? Those that are on the right side, following spirit and truth. Now, here in the Gospel of John, chapter 14 and verse 17, it says, even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not, nor knoweth him. But ye know him, for he dwells with you and shall be in you. Who is that? Spirit of truth, the comforter, Yah himself. You see? So don't get tied up with the cares of the world and how the world says this, and oh, I see what they said. That makes sense what they said. Because it's real easy to be like unto the sower who sowed the seeds. All the seeds that were planted in all the wrong places. When times got hard, when the sun came out, when the thorns came up, it was always something that destroyed those seeds. And Sister Deborah tell you today, don't let the cares of this world destroy who you are. Even though it will try, it still can't be successful. When you are the spiritual seed, you are the spiritual seed. But being the spiritual seed is not something you convince yourself in the flesh. It's not something you say to yourself, oh, I'm the spiritual seed. No, baby, it's deeper than your mouth, in your words, and your outer man. It's what dwells in you that vouch for who you are. Okay? Which is a beautiful thing. So when I get to the Gospel of John, chapter 15 and verse 26. The Gospel of John, chapter 15 and verse 26, and it reads, but when the Comforter is come, whom I will send unto you from the even the Spirit, from the, oh my, let me go back to my verse. Now I got to open it up. The Gospel of John, chapter 15. The Gospel of John, chapter 15 and verse 26, and it reads, but when the Comforter is come, whom I will send unto you from the Father, even the Spirit of truth, which proceed from the Father, he shall testify of me. He shall testify of me. So that leads me to understand. This is another reason why a lot of people don't understand who the Son of Man is, who the Son of Man was, and who the Son of Man is going to be. Because the Father has to be the testifier of the Son of Man. That is wonderful. I had never read it like that. But that's deep. When Yeshua is telling you that the Son of Man, Yeshua is telling you that the Father, let me pull that back up. Going back to try to instill something right here. It's saying more than what I'm saying. That's the thing with it. That's why I got to pull it back up. That's the Gospel of John 15. What's that 15? The Gospel of John, chapter 15 and verse 26. We need to bag that thing up and bag that thing down. Because it says, verse 26, but when the Comforter is come, whom I will send unto you from the Father, even the Spirit of truth. So you see, when the Father comes as the Comforter, Spirit and truth going to be with him. So when you hear Sister Deborah saying, Spirit and truth, teaching spirit and truth, it's because he that is the teacher that's in you, that's greater, and he is the comforter, he is the teacher of all things. Only way you can speak spirit and truth is through him. Now listen to what Yeshua said, which proceed from the Father. He shall testify of me. Tell him, Deborah, I can't testify of myself. What do he mean? When you read this book and you hear Yeshua speaking, he letting you know spirit and truth had to bag that thing up. I try to speak that to you all. You can't go into this book and make it the word. Listen to what he's saying again. The Gospel of John, chapter 15 and verse 26. But when the Comforter come, now the Comforter has come, whom I will send unto you from the Father. Who? The Comforter is coming from who? The Father. Now watch this here. And the Father is connected is to what? Spirit and truth. So the Father is spirit and truth is the Father. Okay? Which proceed from the Father. Spirit and truth proceed from the Father, and the Father is of spirit and truth. Now watch this here. He shall testify of me. Now you see that? Why is the Father testifying of the Son? Because the Father is the one that's spirit and truth. He's coming to teach you regarding the Son of Man. That's why this book can't teach you. This book is the words in which the Ruach will back you up in to break it down in you, so you will have it not only the understanding on the inside, you will have it on the outside. But that's why they can't teach it. Let me show you what I mean. This King James Bible, you probably got a good, I'm just going to throw out a number, 100,000 people, 100,000 different denominations coming out of one book. And every last one of them saying something different. Now you tell me, what is that saying? If you got a book and you got 100,000 different denominations using the same book, but got 100,000 different belief and understanding of this book. So what's the problem with that, y'all? Anybody in the live chat, what would be the problem with this book having 100,000 different religions, denominations coming out of the same book with 100,000 different belief and interpretation? Let me know if you all are in the chat, and you give me a thumbs up, because I'm asking questions. I was just doing that on the last video and no one respond. If you can give me a thumbs up to let me know that you can hear me. If you can hear me. If you can hear me, let me know. So we have a thumbs up. Anybody in the live chat? Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Now, see, if we had 100,000, thank you. Thank you. If we got 100,000 different beliefs, I want somebody to come up. I'm gonna stand back a little bit. I'm gonna stand down a little bit. Somebody, can you tell me what's wrong with that? Say we got a King James Bible. With the King James Bible, say you got 100,000 different religions that use the same book, but yet you got 100,000 different beliefs, a different religion that believes something different. Their understanding and their belief and their interpretation is different out of the same book. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? Someone says wrong, teaching wrong. Another one says no spirit and truth. He is not in them, not teaching them. So we got 100,000 religions, denominations that use the same King James book. And they come up with total different beliefs. Not on one accord, Yeshua and the Most High was on one accord. Yes, they were one accord all the time, 100%. You're right. Yeshua and them was, and the Father was always on one accord. So if Yeshua and the Most High was always on one accord, what's wrong with all these different religions and all these interpretations and all these different beliefs? And not only do they have that, they have different understanding, different interpretation. What is the problem? Anybody in the live chat? And to me, this question is a powerful one, but it also kind of helped me to understand something within. It really does, because that's just a basic question. Lots of confusion, right? Because you got all these people with different denominations. Say, for instance, they come together. Now I'm finna mess you up. I'm gonna take it a little deep, y'all. Okay, there is only one true Father. Yep. But see that the simple question I asked, was, if you had 100,000 people in the same book, 100,000 different denominations with different belief and different interpretation and different comprehension of this, what this book is saying, what does that tell us? Let me just go on and let me kind of make it a little bit lesser than that. Let's say in your household, if there's 5 people in your household and every last one of you got a Bible, and each and every last one of you all comprehend the majority of what is says different, then what? There you go. Very good. There you go. You nailed it. And he said, it can't be all the Most High's word itself. There you go. You just nailed it. There you go. You see what I'm saying? That's why I tell you all, this book and other lost books, you can't say that it is the word. The Ruach is the word. And when he comes, he said, I'm coming to teach you all things. If he thought all things was in this book, you don't need his spirit in you. And this is why you got so many different denominations. And we could have backed it back, but he already got the answer. There is where is it at? Where is it? Where did it go? I just saw it. He said it can't be all the Most High word itself. There you go. There it is. You nailed it. That's really good. That's good. Thank you. I needed to hear that. Thank you. Woo, that felt good. Because I had to I was going to back it back down to 5 people in the household. Each adult has a book. But when they sit at the table, they got different understandings, different interpretation, different beliefs on what they can comprehend. Why is that? Because this book is not what they want to bam over your head that it is. But I will not tell you to escape it. I believe that the Father had allowed it to outlive any book because he knows that he is the true teacher. And when he comes, he wants you to have a book at hand so he can break things in you and out of you with his understanding. Because he is what? What did Yeshua say? Here we go again. The Gospel of John, chapter 15, verse 26. But when the Comforter is come, whom I will send unto you from even... No, it is from the... No, let me get... I got it. Oh, I wrote it down different. Let me show y'all something. And this is really a good point, you guys. The Gospel of John, chapter 15. In the Gospel of John, chapter 15, and verse 6. But when the Comforter is to come, whom I will send unto you from the Father, even the Spirit of truth. Now, y'all see who the true teacher is? You see what I'm saying? That's why Sister Deborah always say spirit and truth. They refuse to teach you all spirit and truth. Spirit and truth is the Ruach of the Creator. He comes, he's a comforter, he's a teacher of all things. He is spirit and truth. And this is what divide the left from the right. This is why the left don't give a rat's behind about the right, and the right would hope that the left would get something, but the right and the left are totally different. One is spirit and truth, and the other one is of the flesh. Teaches its emotions, its feelings, its wisdom of its flesh, its knowledge of its flesh, its understanding of its flesh, its own interpretation. Remember the 100,000 denominations? They teach based on the reason why they're all different. They teach it out of their flesh. their own wisdom that's in their flesh, their own knowledge in their flesh, and their own understanding. And this is why they can't come on one accord. Because what happened the day of Pentecostal? What did they do? All of them got together and they didn't move. They sung and they praised until the what? The ruach of the Creator entered into them. And after he entered into them, everything Yeshua taught them, were brought into them through the Ruach HaKodesh. You see how important it is? If that Ruach of the Creator didn't enter into them during the day of Pentecostal, then remember nothing Yeshua said. Yeshua says here, and he, the Gospel of John chapter 15, at the end of it, he said, and he shall testify of me. That's why when they receive Spirit and truth, which is the Father, which is the Comforter, which is the true teacher, he taught them Spirit and truth, which testify of the Son of Man. And that's what Yeshua told them. When Spirit and truth come, he's going to teach you and testify of me. That's teaching you about me. So when people are running around here with all these denominations and these Hebrew Israelite movements, these Hebrew Israelite camps and academies, they're not teaching you up under the Ruach of the Creator. They have gone their own way to the left. Okay, so now I step into the Gospel of John, verse 16, chapter 16. In the Gospel of John, chapter 16, and verse 13, it says, howbeit, when he, the Spirit of truth, is come, he will guide you into all truth. So why are we thinking men and women, priests, apostles, bishops, prophets, prophetess, teachers, mooring, seers, watchmen, evangelists, ministers? Why do we think they are the only, and they are the contact for Spirit and truth? They're not, baby. We are not. We are seed planters. We drop a token in there, in the Ruach, if he's in you, he coming after that token, and he gonna feed you Spirit and truth of that seed that been planted in you. We are just seed planters. He's the water. He's the increaser. Why won't we give him that glory, y'all? Why won't we give him that praise? Why won't we give him that honor? Why? You sure? He did. Everything he did, he let you know the Father, the Father, the Father, the Father. And all we want everybody to know, me, 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 me. Come on, y'all. You don't see something wrong with that? Now here in the Gospel of John, chapter 16 and verse 13, howbeit when he, the Spirit of truth, there to go again, Spirit of truth, is come, he will guide you into all truth. What does Sister Deborah tell y'all? These people ain't speaking no spirit and truth because they're not guiding you. They're bringing and dragging you straight into the darkness so you can keep getting your head full up of all the cares of the world. Only part of the world I want the cares is what lines up with the will of the Father that has been prophesied. All that other trash, I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. Because it will take you from even your mission that y'all called you on to. Because you either on the left side or you on the right side. Make your choice. Not make your choice. Know which side you on. Don't go to bed tonight not knowing who you are. You might not wake up tomorrow morning. At least you want to know, wait a minute, which side I was on. At least you should. Okay. Now, I like this here in the Gospel of John, chapter 16 and verse 13. Howbeit, when he, the Spirit of truth, is come, he will guide you into all truth. He shall not speak of himself, but whosoever he shall hear, whatsoever he shall hear, that shall he speak, and he will show you things to come. This is this comforter that belongs to the Father. He's all that and some. And we won't even glorify him in the midst of all that he is. We won't honor him in the midst of all that he is. We won't worship him. We won't praise him. We won't pray to him for all that he is and all that he was and all that he's going to be. Who else is there worthy to be praised? Now I'm running up in 1 John. 1 John. Now, let me explain something. Everything that I'm saying here, speaking to you all about, the world is in strong delusion of what I'm talking about. And many of you all at the sound of my voice, strong delusion, don't know what Sister Deborah talking about. And if you don't, it's because you too has been poured out the strong delusion in which the Father has given the prophetess to say. It is a strong delusion. Why? Why? He wants you to know. It's because where we at? We're in that DAY. Only thing people that's in strong delusion grip and understand is the things in the world. They waiting for the beast. They waiting for Biden and the election and Republicans and Democrats. They waiting for everything else, but not waiting for the prophecy of he that speaks and teach spirit and truth. Okay, so in 1 John chapter 4, verse 13. In 1 John chapter 4 and verse 13, hereby know we that we dwell in him, and he in us, because he has given us of his spirit. Now listen, how do that sound? Now watch this here. He dwells in us, and he in us, because he has given us of his spirit. What part of we don't get that? What part that we not understand that not only do hereby we that we dwell in him. We dwell in him and he in us, because he has given us of his spirit. So now we are what? One in this mission, just as the Son was. See, we don't understand that we are one in him. Once his spirit connects to our spirit, we are now one in him. It's no longer your spirit over here and his spirit over here and Yeshua spirit somewhere else. We are all one in one unity. That's beautiful. That's beautiful to know that he has come in us. What part of us do he come into? Our spirit, you guys. He gave every man a spirit. We either gonna let the spirit abide in our spirit or the spirit of Yah spirit in our spirit. 99.9, large, the majority has the serpent seed in their spirit. Yah, those that Yah has abide in, he says, allow you to dwell in him and him in you. Why? Because we are one in his spirit. We can't lose, y'all. We can't lose. Not like that. That's a win. That's not a lose. That's a gain. That's not a loss. You see, that's liberty. And you better rest assured that's liberty when he come and abide in you. And this is even what Yeshua was trying to get all this time, his walk. He kept on telling us all about the Father and who the Father is and his power, his miracle, his sign, his word. And that's what we should be teaching on these devil platforms. We should be teaching, not sprouting on the fence, want to cover the world and then want to come over here every now and then and hoop and holler about the Most High. You know, that ain't it. Choose this day and which side you really on, because you should know. You should know before you go to bed tonight. Are you on the left or are you on the right? As of today, you should know. So then I get to Romans chapter 8. In Romans chapter 8, verse 4. In chapter verse 4. That the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us who walk not after the flesh, but after the spirit. Now, I want to explain something to you all, and this is going back to what I was telling you: 100,000 different denomination and belief, because they're reading directly out of this book and they making it the word. You can't do it. You can't do it. And the only reason why you know you can't do it is when the Ruach comes, you'll know that he's the true teacher of it all. You see what I'm saying? And the reason why you got all these different denominations, different belief, different understanding, different interpretation, and you even got the science want to take out only what they want in this book. Everybody want to take out what they want to take out. They want to add. They want to make it the way they want to feel this time in their flesh. But the truth of the matter, when that Ruach pull up of the Most High God, he's going to teach you all things, and it's called spirit and truth. And he's saying here that the law might be fulfilled in you. I'm going to say something to you all, and I know you all, a lot of you all ain't going to get it. I know you're not going to get it, but I'm going to say it anyway. A lot of people don't know about the twos. The twos. Heaven has created all things to wrap up in twos. Okay? That's why you have the Lamb Book of Life and the books to the lake of hell. There's only two sets. You're going to be in the one or the other. It ain't going to be no in between, you guys. No one on the corner, in the back, and in the front. It's going to only be two. So when you're learning the Most High Yah's teaching through the Ruach HaKodesh in spirit and truth, always throw things into twos so you can be able to rightly divide it. How you can divide it is you got to make sure when you want to give Satan, men and women, all this prompt, you divide their prompt from the spiritual creator. Always. So when you say law, when it says law, there's a law in the flesh and there's a law in the spirit. They never taught you all that. They won't. They'll never teach y'all that. Now let's go here. In Romans chapter 8 and verse 4, that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in you, in us, in us, in us. What is this righteous? What is the law of righteousness? I mean, not the law, not law, right? What is the law? In us. Anybody in the live chat, what is one of the law? What is the law of the spirit that's in us? Woo-wee! Woo-wee! What is the law of the spirit that rests within us? Anybody in the live chat, give me one. Maybe if you got two. If you got three, pull it up. What is the law? I know they've been telling you the Lord is, the 600 laws, and the Lord sit your tail down. That law is for you. There's a law invested in me that I am not liable for the law of man. I meant for the law that rests within me. What is the law? Truth is one, and righteous. There you go. Both of them is the law. Faith in the spirit is the law. Belief in the spirit is the law. You don't know that there's a law in the spirit. That's why they bam down on you all about the commandments and the law. Because they don't know that there's two of them. There's a law in the flesh, which Moses kept. And when Yeshua HaMashiach came down, he came with the law of the spirit. You get it? That's why they want you to remain in Torah. Y'all didn't know they did you. They want y'all to live in Torah. They want you to live the way of the old when the old couldn't live no righteousness. The old idol God had the idol God. Their belief got us where we at today. Idling their gods, their belief. Their law got us where we are at today. Praise the Most High Yah. The law of yesterday got us in the position we are in today. Why? Because we never embraced and gave glory. Very good, very good. The truth and righteousness is the law. Now, is there truth in the flesh? Yes. Is there righteousness in the flesh? Yes, of the flesh. But it has no law against the law of the Spirit. Hallelujah. So when you stand before the mighty throne, you think he's going to judge you on the law of the flesh? No, he's going to pull up with the law of the law of the Spirit. Oh, you in there. What did he tell Abraham? Come on, somebody tell me. What did he tell Abraham? Somebody tell me. What did he say to Abraham? Abraham scared as a chicken in the vision. The father had to tell him, hold on, bro, don't be fearful. I got this. That's what the father had to tell Abraham, because I believe that was the first time Abraham stepped in the spirit realm. And Abraham, he went to telling Abraham everything, and Abraham said, oh, I believe. And the father said, bro, I tell you what, you already counted in to righteous. That's the law. And no man or woman on the earth gonna strip you from it. It's the law of the Spirit. You already written in the righteous law. That's why it didn't matter what Abraham or David and them did. See, that's what people don't understand. When you are born of the Spirit of God, it don't matter what you do, what you've done. You're born under the righteous law. That's why people don't understand. When you start to talk about belief, there's a belief in the flesh, but there's a belief in the spirit. That's how the Gentiles are coming in. The Gentiles are coming in through the belief of the spirit. They're not coming in through the beliefs of their flesh. They're coming in through the belief of the spirit. What is the belief of the spirit? Y'all got 4 brands, and they sat under the law. Righteous, belief, faith, and fear. You come down here with it, you're going to bag back into heaven with it. You ain't going to get lost down here. That's why he had to end the world in Genesis 6. Because the sons of Yahoo came down with the brand. They got tied up with what the flesh of men were doing when they were multiplying. If they are multiplying, what is that saying about their daughters? They are multiplying. And they saw what these men were doing as they doing today. Sex, trafficking, and not doing what they supposed to do. So what he do? The sons of Yah got tied up with the sin of man. I'm going to end this bad boy. Too many of mine's getting wrapped up in the wrong things. I got to end it. That's what it was all about, y'all. That's what it was all about. See, as long as man is sinning, he's sinning, and he's sinning with his daughters, and they sinning. They doing wicked and evil. But y'all say, hold up, I got a ram in the bush. I got to get out of here. I got to close this down. Who's the ram in the bush? See, y'all so sick, y'all didn't know, did you? It was the sons of Yah. He had to pull them back in. See, a lot of y'all want to give all this credit to Enoch and all these giants. And y'all giving too much lies to what is not true. Y'all don't have no problem you doing it because you're on the left side. On the left side, do whatever it wants as long as it stay under the guideline of the Ruach, the power of the Father. You see? But see, they didn't understand none of that. See, only one can teach you that is the Ruach of the Creator. Because you're so busy wanting to take all these books and override the word. Ain't now one of these books, not even what Enoch is saying, and now one of them going to override the word itself, which is the Most High Yah. So Abraham is in the vision, and he got caught up in it. And the father told him, you written under the righteous. You already counted. What you mean, Father, he counted? Deborah already rolled him in under righteous. When he come back, he going to be found under righteous. And we here today learning that righteous is what? The law of who? The Father. Now let's kind of dissect that. Let's kind of dissect that. Now, if that's the law of Yah, why isn't we falling under all the laws of the flesh? That's why they can't and they will not go in the area of the law of Yah. And when we tell y'all the truth, everything is backing up in twos. They won't even teach y'all the law of Yah. They won't teach you. They don't want you to know nothing about it. Because They want you to only stick with Torah and what was written in this book, but they don't understand the word of Yah go beyond any book. Baby, this book gonna vanish when this world, heaven and earth is, when heaven and earth is destroyed. Not destroyed, but like when it's all over, only thing gonna be standing is that word. Because what you didn't know, the word is the power, and the power is the word. When the word speak, the power perform. And the power stands still waiting for the word to speak. We messed up, y'all. We messed up from the flow up. Let's put it like that. Not from the head down, from the flow up. We messed up. Okay, so here in the gospel, no, in Romans chapter 8 and verse 4, that the righteousness of the law. See, they won't tell y'all that there's a law that Yah has in the spirit. Because you know the thing y'all don't know. The law in the spirit, he said, I tell you what, bro. When you come before me, I'm going to hold you blameless. Why would the Creator leave with us that we're going to be held blameless? Because, Deborah, y'all fall under the law of Yah. And if he is the law and he is in you, what law are you breaking? You see? He's telling you, I don't care what you did in the flesh. You wrapped up in the law. Because I am the law. My law. You see? So they don't never tell y'all. When sisters never tell y'all about spirit and truth, I'm telling y'all with this ruach, this creator, his ruach, when he in you, these people can't tell you nothing. You wait for him. You wait for him. Let him teach you, mold you and shape you like he said he would. Okay, and he says here, be fulfilled in you. Now listen to what it says. Romans chapter 8 and verse 4. That the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in you. Wait a minute. Hold up, Father, y'all. Hold up. You mean in me? What in me? It's in your spirit, y'all. That's the law of Yah. Who walk not after the flesh. Your spirit law don't bow down to your flesh law, nor any Torah, and no book that can be found, no book that is law can tame the law of the Father in heaven. That y'all know. That's how they getting y'all in captivity. Second to the captivity you already in. People are in captivity to their spirit. Set yourself free. Set yourself free because ain't nobody got you in. Okay, now it says, and how is it that is in us who walk not after the flesh, but after the spirit? You see how he's telling you that the law of the spirit is in you. It's in you. And one of them is righteous. That's if you walk after the spirit and not after the flesh, y'all. That's why I said you should know. You should know. The Gospel of John, chapter 4 and verse 23 through 24. The Gospel of John, chapter 4, verse 23 through 24. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers, you see what he says? The true ones, y'all. He's speaking of the true ones. He ain't speaking of the half-steppers, the wannabe. They say, I am, I got it, I'm this, I'm that. No, this is what he's saying. In the Gospel of John, chapter 4, verse 23 through 24. But the hour cometh and is now, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father. How are they going to worship the Father? In spirit and in truth. See? Sister Deborah been on here telling you all that these people are not teaching y'all spirit and truth. They don't have a light in the right hand, but y'all eating them up from the floor like they telling y'all something and they tainting y'all to believe. And y'all think that they telling y'all, but you got to go back. Always go back to what we just said. If you had 100,000 different denominations, all of them teaching the same book, how can you get in the right door? Through the spirit of the Ruach, which is the creator. That's how you get in through the right door. You can't get in through the right door because you found all the lost books and you mastered them. All of them fit in. You mastered the King James Bible. No, baby. The word is the creator himself. Okay. Now, here it is in the Gospel of John, chapter 4, verse 23 and verse 24. But the hour cometh, and the hour is now, when the true worshipers, he letting you know, they're the only one that worship Yah are the true worshipers, shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. Let me see, what did I do? For the Father seeketh such to worship him. So if you're thinking that you can worship him in all these lost books and all these Bibles, and you thinking you can worship him in the way that they have created your mind to believe, you go right ahead, baby. Go right ahead. You're on the left side. Because the truth be told, he's sitting here telling you, worshiping the Father is in spirit and in truth. In spirit and truth, you got to get it. It's when the Ruach of the Creator rests in you, and he teaching you, and he talking to you, he communing, he's renewing your mind daily. He's putting in you a heart, not a brand new heart, but a heart of change. You see, so this here has to be, he's saying here in John, Yeshua is trying to connect us to the Father again. And he says, the Father seeketh such to worship him. See how we still worshiping everybody else? Yeshua done told us, worship the Father. How about that? Oh, no, we ain't gonna worship him. We can't believe nothing we can't see. Okay, and then verse 24 of the Gospel of John chapter 4, verse 24 says, Yah is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. So all these years, Sister Deborah been saying spirit and truth, spirit and truth, spirit and truth. And then you get on here, you don't hear nobody else saying it. That gate is as narrow as the Father said that it is. And it should remain narrow. They're never going to find their way. So when I get to Ephesians chapter 3 and verse 16 and 17, when I get to Ephesians chapter 3, verse 16 and 17, it reads, that he will grant you according to the riches of his glory to be strengthened with the might by his spirit in the inner man. What is the inner man? Who in the live chat know what the inner man is? That's going back to the twos. That's going back to the twos. What is the inner man? So we can go back into Ephesians chapter 3 and verse 16 and 17. What does it mean in the inner man? Let's go over it again. Verse 16, that he would grant you according to the riches of his glory to be strengthened with might by his spirit. By his spirit, he was strengthened with might. That's showing you that power. By his spirit in the inner man. The spirit. Very good. He's letting you know that your spirit is what he's seeking. And he letting you know it's in your inner man. That's right. The spirit. Exactly. It's inner. You see, and what's so good about it, you guys, nobody can touch it. Nobody can tell you nothing. It's between you and he. That's why you can't just believe every doctrine and every word that everybody's saying. A lot of us are hearing what this Roman Catholics and this, how they just smeared so much of our understanding, and we're all for it. All for it. What was that? Right. What you said, the other me and the real me. I know that's right. I know that's right. That sounds good, though. That sounds good. And then Ephesians chapter 17, it says that Christ may dwell in your heart by faith, that ye being rooted and grounded in give and gave. I don't see the love. I see that's a man-made word. But give and gave is everything he's done. Everything y'all done, it was based on him giving and gave. And guess what? Everything he given and gave, we can see. We can actually see the visible and the invisible thing. That's the power that rests therein. Okay, so it says in verse 17, Ephesians chapter 3 and verse 17, that Christ may dwell in your hearts by faith, that ye being rooted and grounded in give and gain. Did you all know that life would be, living would be so much better if we understood give and gave out of the bosom of the Father? Everything that he's done was based on what he have given us and what he has gave. I think that's beautiful. I think that's beautiful. And I even said that even with a relationship with a best friend, a relationship with a male or a female, a husband or a wife, a relationship with your neighbors, a relationship with your co-workers, a relationship with any and everybody you come in contact with. If it was based on give and gave, wouldn't that be beautiful? Y'all, that would be so beautiful. Just think about that. Just give yourself some time tonight to think about that. If everything rested on give and gave, because you know what? This word love is ugly. It's a man-made word. And if you turn it backwards, it says Ebo. Ebo. But if you just stick with the things that is seen and unseen, is all that he has given and gave us. That's a blessing in itself. That's a blessing in itself. So we're going to get into that because it's a verse going to kind of take us there. So here in verse 17, it says that Christ, who is Christ? What is it saying? Who is Christ in here? So yeah, that's true. Be more of him and not the opposite. What does he mean in verse 17? That Christ may dwell in your heart by faith, that ye being rooted and grounded in give and gave. His power. There you go. Now watch this here. That power may dwell in your hearts by faith, that ye being rooted and grounded in give and gave. By the what? Power. Tell me, ain't that beautiful? Now we at Romans chapter 7, verse 22 and 23. In Romans chapter 7, verse 22 and 23. For I delight in the law of Yah after the inward man. There they go, that law again. Y'all see where that law is at? Where's that law at? So why are they trying to teach you to have your flesh under all this other law? If you mean to tell me, I'm saying this, I'm being silly, y'all. You mean to tell me I've been following all the law of the flesh and I haven't even detached myself to the law of the spirit, or I haven't recognized or given any thought of the law of the spirit? Now listen to this in Romans chapter 7, verse 22 and 23. For I delight in the law of Yah after the inward man. See, y'all do not understand there's two laws. And the one that the flesh is trying to tame is trying to tame you so you can be under their control, under their rulership, under their manipulation, their understanding, their feelings, their emotion. How about stepping into the law of Yah? Y'all need to get to know the law of Yah. How about that? the law of Yah after the inward man. You see, that's where the law of Yah rests, in your inward, in your spirit. Why? To protect you from your inner man from your outer. Because this world would destroy your outer man. It would destroy your mind, your heart. That's why you see so many people with mental issues. They haven't never tapped in the fact that there is a law beyond the law of the flesh. And that's why he say we're not under the law. That's why he said we are not under. Why ain't we under the law? Because, Deborah, you under the law of the spirit. That's why. That means that law won't have to stand down because you are under the law of the spirit. That's why. Do that mean you go out here and break the law of the flesh? No. But understand the law of the spirit so you can stand up against the law of the flesh. That's why people, remember when Yeshua was trying to tell us that, you know, when the comforter come, he's going to come with power. And after receiving the comforter, you shall receive power. That's why people ain't got power. Because they don't believe nothing is invested in the inner man. 99.9 don't even understand they got a spirit, not a soul. That's why the Roman Catholic put a soul there. So you will never find out that it's between spirit and flesh. When you put that soul in there, people be talking about soul. It's all over the place. And that's what the deception that has been smeared into this. But when the Ruach comes, he said, Deborah, Genesis 3:15, my spirit and Satan's seed. My seed, Satan's seed. Born of the flesh, born of the spirit. Born of the light, born of the darkness. You see, he's showing us that it's two separate ones. So you either are for one or for the other. But the one that rests in your inner man, like someone said, that's the real man. That's the real you. That's what, you know how real it is? It ain't going to be your soul standing up to the kingdom. It's going to be your spirit. They're going to wake up, stand up for judgment, and it's going to be judged. That's that real you that's going to be judged. And I'm going to show you how real it is. All the things that you've done, that you let your flesh rule over you, because your flesh is your worst enemy. He never said Satan was your flesh worst enemy. He said you yourself. Do you know 99.3? You won't grip that. And if they ever sat down and say, I'm my own worst enemy, you mean really? I'm my own worst enemy? You mean really? Yes, your mind, your heart, your mouth, your ear goes up against you because it knows that you have a spirit and it don't want your spirit to detach to anything righteous. So it's going to wear your tail out to where you will never look for anything in the light, in righteous, in upright, in just. Because you're so busy over here pleasing your flesh. But that's what's going to stand before the throne is your spirit. Did your spirit, was it led by the Ruach or was it led by your flesh? So that's the difference. So when people are talking about, I got a choice, I got one life to live, nobody tells me what to do. This is my life. But baby, let me tell you something. Life ain't never been yours. You got to live in that flesh. And when that flesh is your worst enemy, you're going to live it. How about that? How about that? Okay. So, and then it says in Romans chapter, where we at? Romans chapter 7, verse 22 and 23. For I delight in the law of Yah after the inner man in the spirit. That's the law of Yah is in your spirit. Verse 23. But I, listen to this though, Yah. But I see another law. Didn't I tell y'all? And what did I tell you? I just shown y'all that there's two laws. So when y'all hear them chasing all these 600 laws and the law this and the law that, tell them sit their tail something down somewhere. Especially if you know you got the law of Yah in you. Tell them get somewhere and sit down with that trash. Okay? Now listen to what it's saying. Romans chapter 7, verse 23. But I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind, bringing me into captivity to the law of sin. See, that's that other law, y'all. I told y'all. It's whenever you do any study in the Bible or involved in any reading, always try to break. When you study this Bible, let me help y'all out there. When you're in this Bible and you're reading it, always separate it into twos. No matter what you read, separate it in twos. Bring it into the flesh realm and then bring it over to the spiritual realm. Separate it, rightly dividing the word of truth from what? Words. So when you have that which is greater in you, that's his whole mission, is to make sure you don't get caught up from the flow up, making this book the words, the word, because the word is Yah. It was with Yah. It is Yah. It was with him at the beginning. But you can't say this book was here. Stop lying. Stop lying. You see what I'm saying? So how are you getting that mixed up? How are you calling the books word? But then the word was, the word is, the word was with Yah. And the word was in the beginning. You think these books was here? Come on now, talk to me. You see what I'm saying to y'all? See it. Let me get on to verse 23. But I see another law in my member, meaning in my flesh, warring against the law of my mind and bringing me in captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members. That body, that flesh. That's another law, y'all. That's the law of the flesh. So that's what I'm saying. We need Yah's law living in us, resting in us, and not the law of all this trash that's out here in the world trying to make us think that a book holds the law. Stand down, clown. The law of Yah is not like the law of the world. Come on. Okay. Now we in 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 19 and 20. In 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 19 and 20, what? Verse 19, know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost, which is in you, which ye have of Yah, and ye are your own. Now, what is that temple, y'all? What is that temple? Do anybody happen to know what that temple is? What is that temple that they talking about? 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 19 and 20. What? Now know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost, which is in you, which ye have of Yah, and ye are not your own. What do you have of Yah? You have his image. It's called a spirit. Your spirit is a temple where Yah dwells. Your spirit is a temple where Yah dwells. Verse 20, for ye are bought with a price. Therefore, glorify Yah in your body and in your spirit, which are Yah's. When your spirit have Yah, glorify Yah. Now, where's your spirit at? It's in your body. It's in your flesh. Your flesh has the spirit, the image of Yah, which is the spirit of your own. That's the temple and the only temple that Yah enter in. He don't enter into your flesh. He only go to your spirit. That's the temple. And you have to understand that's the place where the Holy Ghost come in you, is in your temple. Okay. And verse 20, for ye are bought with a price. Therefore, Glorify Yah in your body and in your spirit, which are Yah. And what he mean, glorify him in your body and in your spirit. If Yah is in your spirit residing, let that which is greater in you reign on the outside of you. You see, glorify him on the inside as well as the outside, because after he's greater in, it's going to pour on the outside of who you are, which is your flesh. Okay, so when he's working in you, and when it says you're bought with the price, okay, do you know what that means? You already paid for, baby. You already paid for. So you can run around here and clown all you want. If you're on the right side, you already been paid for. You're on the left side, you just out there. You see? So when you get to 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16 and 17, we almost done, you guys. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16 and 17. Know ye that ye are the temple of this one I already just said, of Yah, and that the spirit of Yah dwelleth in you. That's in your spirit, y'all. That's the temple. Your spirit is the temple where he dwells. Now, why would he dwell in your temple for you to be out here doing the things that you're doing in the flesh? He's coming in you to correct you from the inside out, where he can continue to dwell therein. And it flowed into your flesh, the ways that rest within you. You see? So that's why you can't afford to let people tell you who he is and who you are and who he is in you. They can't tell you to do this, to dress this, to eat this, to do this. Sit down somewhere. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. He said, I come to teach you all things. Anything that don't line up with him, oh, baby, let me tell you something. That's a power punch there. He will teach you. He will shut you down. He will speak to you. He will convict you. He will chastise you, and he'll whoop your butt. Think you had you see, that's the problem. A lot of people ain't had a tail whooping. That's the problem. Okay, so in 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16, it says it again. And verse 17, know ye not that ye are the temple of Yah? He's talking about those who Yah is dwelling in. Their spirit is Yah's temple. And of Yah, and that the spirit of Yah dwell in you. So he ain't dealing with your nasty flesh. He ain't on the outside trying to deal with your flesh. So you think all these scriptures we done read talked about in you, right? So why is he caught up in who all you are on the outside? Huh? If he greater in you on the inside and he's really in you, he'll tame that bad boy on the outside. He don't need you to have everybody telling you, where it is. Don't do this. Don't do that. No. The Ruach in you, if he is greater than he that's in the world, why can't he tame you? Why is he abiding in you? And you become one, and he can't work with you from the inside out. Come on now. That's what he said he's coming to do. You got to recognize he is the law in you. He has a law in you. And if he's that great, wouldn't he tame you from the inside to the out? Yes, he would. He ain't asking man to tame you on the outside. If he greater in you, would he need man to tame you from the outside? Y'all got him messed up. That's when you deny the power. You really don't know him. If he's coming to teach you all things, and he gonna teach you how to look, dress, act, ain't that's what make him greater in you? Because he's gonna tame you on the outside and the inside, but he's gonna come from the inside out to make sure once he tame you, you done. No. We so busy letting the world tame us from the outside. And he's so great in us. He's standing back, well, ain't I great in you? When you gonna let me tame you? Get you right. No, you so busy wanting the world to tell you. Okay, now, and then in verse 17, it says, if any man defile the temple of Yah, him shall Yah destroy. Him shall Yah destroy. What do they mean by that? If any man defile the temple of Yah, him shall Yah destroy. For the temple of Yah is holy. Which temple are you? Ye are. Now, which temple are ye? Now, there you go again. What do you hear in that verse, y'all? Let me see if somebody gonna get it. Let me see if somebody gonna get it. Listen to this. If any man defile the temple of Yah, him shall Yah destroy. For the temple of Yah is holy. Which temple ye are? What is that saying to you all? What Sister Deborah talk about all the time. We backing it up into 2 twos. I told you when you're studying this word, okay, verse 17, if any man defile the temple of Yah, him shall Yah destroy. For the temple of Yah is holy. Which temple are ye are? Let me see. You said let your flesh rule over your spirit. Always. No, don't, you don't let your flesh rule over your spirit. But in this case, let me see. Yes, this is what he said. This individual is letting their flesh rule over its spirit. That is exactly what's happening. This is what he's saying that's actually happening. But when you let your flesh rule over a spirit that Yah abide in, he said, I'm going to kill you. Your tail getting up out of here. So a lot of y'all don't understand that a lot of people had to get out of here. He had to destroy your flesh because he's still in your spirit. You see what I'm saying? So he got to get you up out of here. He got to get that nasty, stinky flesh up out of here. Why? Because you defiled the temple. And you can't bring that trash to the temple. Temple is there to stay. Yah is there to stay in your temple. If any man defile the temple of Yah, temple is your spirit. It is of Yah. When he abide in you, in your spirit is the temple where he resides. And if you defile that temple, which is your spirit, that Yah dwells in, I'm going to take your flesh up out of here. Because I'm not going to let you to defile the temple in which I rest therein. Come on, pull up there, take that life out. Why? Just so you can be saved. Tell me, ain't that beautiful? All he said, if you come up and you defile the temple, which is your spirit, of Yah, because now your temple abide in him and he abide in you. So it's not just your temple, it is of Yah. He said, if you come up and pull up and start being a clown, guess what I'm going to do to you? Guess what I'm going to do to you? I'm going to kill your flesh. I'm going to get you up out of here. Because you ain't going to bring that trash to the temple where I abide. I love that. I love that. I love that. He said, if any man defile the temple of Yah, okay? The temple is where Yah, this is you, and then Yah abide in you, and Yah become one. Now you go out here and start defiling your temple. Can you do that? Yes, you can. I'm going to show you where. And I'm going to mess every last one of you up in a few minutes because you all don't know nothing about what I'm about to tell you. So you defile that temple. Yah's telling you what? And shall Yah destroy him. He's talking about your flesh. He'll kill your flesh to save your spirit. Why? Because he's abiding in your spirit. Tell me that ain't beautiful. He said, before I let you defile it, while I'm in it, I tell you what, let's kill this flesh. Okay, watch this. For the temple of Yah is holy. See, I try to tell y'all that Israel he's coming for a holy Israel. And that holy Israel is where he abided in these individuals. Listen, hear what he says, y'all. There it is. Listen to what it says. For the temple of Yah is holy. This is your temple, which is your spirit. Yah now abide in your spirit. He abide in your spirit. Now, it's his temple. Your spirit is his temple where he abide in. Okay? Now, it is holy. But when you go out here and start doing things in the flesh, you are defiling this holy temple. So what do he have to do? Kill your flesh. Take you up off here, this life. Put you 6 foot under. Just so this temple that you are defiling between you and him in the spirit can still be saved. That's beautiful. But he'll have to take that flesh up out of here. Praise the mighty Yah. Okay, so what does he say? For the temple of Yah is holy, which, then he turn around and ask you, which temple are you? What does he mean when he said, which temple are you? Which temple are you? Who is that he talking about? When he says, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, he says, which temple are you? What is he meaning? Come on, somebody. Which temple? You're right when you said seed of Satan, his seed or Satan's seed. You're saying it right. But when he says in here, he says, which temple are you? He's getting you an idea that you need to check your spirit. See what temple you have, meaning your spirit. You need to check your spirit out. Or you Satan, like you say, Satan's seed, or you the spiritual seed. Same thing Sister Deborah say, by the night, check out which side are you on. So in a sense, when this person was saying left and right, that too. That's you right. That too. He's one. Yeah. That's really good. That's good. Because see, when he said which temple ye are, either you the serpent seed or you the spiritual seed, whether you the light or are you the darkness, or you on the right side or on your left. You see, you being challenged to ask yourself that. Same thing I told y'all earlier, less than a half an hour ago. You should know who you are. Now watch this here, y'all. What has happened in verse 17? I'm gonna show y'all something. I'm getting ready to show y'all what happened. And what hurt me more than anything about what I'm about to say, I know that you nor I can go back to correct it. I know that nobody in this world will embrace it. I know that nobody will receive it. I know what no one would accept it. No one would believe it. But I'm finna show y'all something. And it's something I've been telling y'all all the time. So here he's saying, now, which temple are you? Ye are. And that exactly, are you the temple that's light, or are you for the darkness? Are you the seed of the serpent or the seed of Yah? Are you the right or are you on the left? Are you born of the spirit or are you born of the flesh? It actually said it. This one in this example in 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and 17, this word, he's speaking to the one that he reside in. And yes, the question is, can you defile with the ruach in you? Can you defile your temple, which is your flesh? Yes. And he letting you know, I'm going to kill your butt when you do, because you ain't bringing that to me where I reside, for I am holy. Praise the mighty Yah. And before he allow your flesh to bring that trash to the spirit of who he is, which is holy, he said, I will destroy you. And destroying means your flesh, just to get your tail up out of here. And what is he saying? I'm going to save you, but I got to kill you. I got to take you up out of here, because I can't let you bring this to the temple. It's holy. So I take your flesh out of here just to save your spirit. Praise the mighty God. Now, you guys, this is the reason why I know that I'm taught from the Ruach, the creator spirit. Because you see this verse right here? First Corinthians chapter 3, verse 17. This identifies to you exactly what happened in the day of Noah. It helps and supports you. Here in the day of Noah and the ark, the sons of Yah was the sons of Yah. Just like he called us his children, us his church, us his saints. And when it's all said and done, we are his children and his sons and daughters. You see? So in the days of Noah in Genesis 6, that is exactly what happened, what you see here. Y'all get what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm saying? I know y'all ain't gonna ever. I'm saying that I should not say that. I know it would be too hard for one to digest it. You know why? You remember he says, narrow is the gate that leads to the way to life. And then it says, very few shall what? Find it. This what I'm about to tell you all, no one will find it. But I'm going to speak that by. I'm going to lay into it. First Corinthians chapter 3, verse 17 is a prime example of when the sons of Yah came down. They saw. The sons of Yah came into flesh like you and I. But even though you and I are in the flesh, we're either the seed of the serpent or the seed of the spirit. We either born of the spirit or born of the flesh. We either the light or we are the darkness, even though we're in the flesh, right? Even though we're in the flesh, right? So what has happened when the sons of Yah came down, okay? When they came down, they saw something. They saw something. And this is why I say, and not to be offending anyone, this is why I say that I sit back and I think about Adam in the garden, never owning his sin. Same identical thing that happened the day of Noah, even to the day of 2024. These men will not tell the truth of the whole matter. They won't tell you righteous, just, upright truth for nothing. And this is why the gate is so narrow, you guys. Because y'all don't care if you find it or not. He already got some that's just only going. And he called it very few. Because what happened is, y'all ain't in the business of what y'all think he's in the business. And that is everybody coming to the kingdom. Why? Because when he created the Lamb Book of Life and the books in the heaven, he had books with an S. Then the Lamb Book of Life was only book. So he know already heaven ain't going to have as many as you all trying to make the world believe that it's going to have. Y'all just clowning. So here we are in Genesis chapter 6. The world is about to end during the days of Noah. It is explained how the men were multiplying. There go the red light. And daughters were born to them. There go the second light. Those are the two red lights, meaning really bad. These are things that was happening. What man did is they bypassed both of those red lights and went down to the green light. What is the green light? The sons of Yah. They turned around, reversed the whole purpose that took place in Noah. They didn't blame it on the green light. They didn't blame it on the first red light, which were men multiplying. They never thought, wait a minute, hold on. What's the purpose of him saying men multiply? They didn't blame it on that red light. They didn't blame it on the other red light, and daughters were born to them. So it's letting you know lots of things, lots of them, daughters and fathers. what was going on to where they didn't blame those two red lights, which should have been looked at. They turned around and came to the next one, which was the green light. Who was the green light? The sons of Yah. And when the sons of Yah saw what was going on in the red, they saw the daughters and they were fair, which the green light should have looked at this and said, no, we here for a mission of the Most High Yah. We can't go over in this area. We can't go over here and get involved in this. We are the green light. But the green light kept looking at the red light and what the red light was doing. And then they began to detach themselves to both red lights, the men and their daughters, because they weren't just taking as many as their pleas. Back then, they had to pay for. You see what I'm saying? And they were fair. So these were a lot of young girls. Probably ain't even, a lot of them might not even had the cycle. So this is what the spirit, how the Ruach teaches me in the wilderness, which calls spirit and truth of the whole matter. Meaning telling me how this went down. So we had two red lights in Genesis chapter 6. One red light was the men were multiplying. Nobody want to talk about it. The second was they were having daughters. Why was they producing all these daughters? Another red light. Nobody wants to do the dissecting. No one a scholar or whiz or no one Bible study, Bible people that's supposed to know everything. They never saw the two red lights. So now we're going into another one. And who was the other one? The green light. The green light saw what the red lights, one red light, they saw it and they marveled off of it because it was fair. And they looked at the other red light that was selling the other red lights and allowing them to get as many as they please. So Yah stepped in and said, wait a minute. My spirit shall not always strive because they're flesh too. Let me say that again. My spirit shall not always strive with them because they are flesh too. Now back it on back up in it. Back it back to him, Deborah. 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 17. If any man defile the temple of Yah, him shall Yah destroy. For the temple of Yah is holy. Which temple ye are. So the Father had to destroy the world because all the ones that he sent down, the green light, got detached to the red light. And once they got detached to the red light, their whole thought pattern followed the ways of the red light. So how does he say he deal with it? I'm going to have to destroy you. That's how the Father rumbles. That's why he ended the world. Because the sons of Yah got off totally off their mission. Every last one of them. So the Father said, okay, I got to come and end it all. And reboot this sign back up again. See, you all thinking, they got y'all thinking about giants, fallen angels. They lied. It was simply what was in the garden. Adam, men. And where the daughters pull up? From the men. Where is the woman? Where is woman? You see? It was men. That was the red light. And they had produced daughters. Another red light. Why are you calling them red light, Deborah? It's because they were seeds of the serpent. They were seeds of the serpent. Just as Adam and Eve. They were seeds of the serpent. Now you see how they can teach y'all one thing and how much sense it makes on this end. So what did they do? They add fallen angels. And then when you go and you try to find fallen angels in the whole Bible, you won't find them. You won't find them. But they find them over in Enoch and all these other books. But they won't find them in the Bible, fallen angels. Isn't that deep? How could Enoch have all this mission of fallen angels and y'all ain't got nothing covering while he in the world? Come on now, y'all. Come on now. Don't make sense. Giants always exist, even during David time. I didn't have no problem creating giants. See, that's where you know the ignorance of men are at. They think that Yah created giants. Let Satan create giants. First and foremost, only one can create a giant is Yah. Because a giant has to have another giant to produce another giant. Even to keep their family going, or to keep giants going, they have to have babies by giants. These fools said they having the giants were having babies by the women, the daughters. Then they said fallen angels were having babies by the daughters. They call the sons of Yah fallen angels. The father said they've been lying, Deborah. And when I saw that, I started crying, y'all. I'm telling you, when he taught me that, I started crying. I said, Father, it's too many thousands of years. Father, they had it wrong. He said, Deborah, they had it wrong about me. He even told me about myself. He said, they had it wrong about you. But look at who I am and look at who you are. And if they got it wrong about me, they're going to have it wrong about you. And I'm like saying, so when y'all see 1 Corinthians chapter 3, if any man defile the temple of Yah, him shall Yah destroy. What part of that he going to destroy? The flesh. But because you are connected to Yah in the spirit, and he has abided in you, this is how you're going to be saved. But he's going to get rid of that body, just as he did in the days of Noah. And as you go on and read in the days of Noah, in verse 6, he explained it and broke it down to Yah, to the whole world, and they still can't see. It ain't got nothing to do with fallen angels. It ain't got nothing to do with giants. It's got to do with the serpent seed that the men that were multiplying, when they were multiplying more serpent seeds. And who was the daughter? The daughters was of the father, serpent seeds. Y'all get it? Those were the wicked ones. See how Adam got away with in the garden? Or it was Eve. When the father showed all that stuff to me in the wilderness, I said, oh, forget it, Father. It's over. I see why you said it's just over. They never got it right. No, they didn't. And that's why do you think Israel and Judah never got it right, y'all? Anybody ever thought about that? Anybody ever thought about Israel nor Judah never got it right with y'all? Y'all never thought about it, did you? Y'all never, ain't now one of you ever thought about the fact that Israel and Judah never got it right with the Most High y'all. Everything they did was against the Creator. How about that? How about that? And where we at 2024, still the same. You see what I'm saying? These are things that nobody wants to talk about. No one is going to speak about, because he said there are so many. That left side is so loaded, it's so full, it's about to burst open. That's how bad, that's how full the left side is. And if the left side is at that level, they have no spirit and truth in them. And that's another thing a lot of you all don't understand. They don't have spirit and truth on the left side. They just teaching you and giving you what they want you to think. But see, if you pulling up and you on the right side, you should be able to pull up and discern that these on the left ain't got it right. So I was just wanted to show you in 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 17, this is what happened that caused the Father to end the whole world. That's why he was saying, my spirit is not going to always strive with the sons of Yah, for they are flesh as well. That's what he was talking about. His spirit is not going to always strive. And when you look up that word strive, it means turmoil with them. So if he's not going to turmoil with their spirit, because their spirit came down to do his will, what is he going to do? Anybody in the live chat? What must he do? What must he do? It tells you here, 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 17. What must y'all do? What must y'all do? What must y'all do? Take it out. There you go. That's it. And that's what he did. You see what I'm saying? That's what he did. But the sad part come in, and that's probably what I think about tonight. I hope not, but I'm going to pray about it. The sad part come back in when you think about this creator who have created everything. Atheists, people who never picked up a Bible, people who don't believe nothing. The sad part is about it, y'all. Every last one of them is carrying an image likened to the creator. You see? That's why every knee is going to bow and every tongue is going to confess. Now, do you think, now, I'm going to show you how that messed up, and I'm out. You know what's messed up about that? Listen to what I said. Every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess. Confess. Guess what? And not none of it gonna say, now I'm one of them. Anybody have any questions? And we're gonna call it a night.